Hello, dear students. My name is Anil Kumar Srivastav. As I told you in my previous videos that I teach PSIR in optional and polity, governance, constitution, social justice, international relations, and internal security in GS. Today I am going to start a new series of lectures on. I would like to tell you PSIR. Let me start from the very first question that I am going to take up and discuss its model answer. This question was asked by the UPSC in 2019 and it is related to the concept of liberty. The question is compare negative and positive concept of liberty. In fact, the term compare here appears, it does not require much analysis because it is not critically examined, evaluate, or any other things, comment, etc. I would like to tell you it is simply based on comparison, and hence we would attempt a comparison between these two concepts. Any conventional type essay involves four paras. In fact, whenever you go to writing mains in the examination hall, you keep at the back of your mind that there are four paras which you must know well before the examination commences. I would like to tell you the first para is called introduction para. However, the term introduction does not appear there. The second para is called expansion para. The term expansion is not mentioned there. The third para is called evaluation para. It is also not mentioned there. The fourth para is called conclusion para. Except in essay paper, in fact, majority of full-fledged questions involve 600 words, span 600 words, while other words limit are indicated against each question at the end. I would like to tell you there are 8 questions in optionals, out of which 5 need to be answered. Question number 1 and 5th are compulsory. Question number 1 has 5 subsections or sub-questions A, B, C, D, E. Similarly, question number 5 also comprises 5 sub-questions A, B, C, D, E. Each one has to be written in 150 words and perhaps carries 10 marks each. I would like to tell you out of the remaining 3 questions which all have to be written full-fledged in full-fledged form, what I mean to say, in fact, have to be picked up or chosen. In other words, 5 questions in question number first and 5 questions in question number 5th had to be written in 150 words each. So there is little scope of making 4 paras. I would like to tell you better you should club para 1 and para 2, that is of introduction and expansion, into one group and evaluation and conclusion into another group. At the most you can make only 2 paras. I would like to tell you that out of the 4 paras, this way you should end up making only 2 paras at the most, or even 1 para, as is demanded by the answer of the question. I would like to tell you here making unnecessary 4 paras in fact may invite penalty of 10 marks from the examiner, and you will have to purchase the ire of the examiner. So why to lead yourself into controversy and get there bogged down? I would like to tell you that better you should remain confined to the traditional wisdom of writing mains, which I as teacher have indicated. Let me discuss the answer to the question. The question is compare negative and positive concepts of liberty. The answer is very simple. In first part, that is in introduction part, discuss the Isaiah Berlin's concept of negative liberty. In fact, first discuss the meaning of liberty, By liberty per se, we simply mean a state of being absolutely free from the intervention of the state. In fact, the way one likes to lead his life, to increase his capacities, to move freely in the society, to choose a profession, that is a concept of liberty that is found at the core of the democracy, all democracies of the world, especially liberal democracies. But in majority of such democracies, free market economy is also promoted. So discuss the concept of liberty in the first two or three lines, and thereafter Isaiah Berlin's concept of negative liberty and positive liberty. He, while addressing to the students of the Oxford University in 1958, discussed the concept of liberty, positive and negative both. First negative, thereafter positive. By negative liberty, he simply meant that government intervention shall be minimal one. He mainly, in fact, promoted there the concept of new liberalism, of which school he belonged to. I would like to tell you, new liberal school or liberal school as per se, liberty per se, which sprung from the concept of liberalism promoted by John Locke. I would like to tell you that it is a product of 1930s European liberalism, from where the concept was borrowed by the American scholars and elaborated upon. So first discuss the concept of liberty. By liberty simply mean a person's choice to do a thing without state intervention. However, the person itself or himself must be wise enough to take a decision which is self promoting, self directing, self restraining as well. I would like to tell you, however, in all such circumstances, in fact, liberalists believe that man is rational and take rational decisions. I would like to tell you that especially neo-liberalist led by Isaiah Berlin, Milton Friedman, Friedrich Hayek, Ludwig von Mises, and Buchanan, all in fact support liberal thought, and they believe in free market economy, free access to market. However, they have been criticized by C.V. Macpherson, who believe that market respects only those who have pocket full of money, and they go there and dictate their terms. But it is not meant for those who stand at the margin, who are poor. In fact, it is here that the positive concept of liberty arises. I would like to tell you, by discussing the concept of liberty and by making little difference between negative and positive liberty. In negative liberty, absolutely free market economy is promoted without government intervention. But in positive liberty, though the market economy is promoted, but not without government intervention. Government intervention is needed where people's life, especially poor people's standard of living, need to be raised. I would like to tell you that such concept of raising the standard of living of the poor, of the disadvantaged, or of the underdogs, or of the underprivileged of the society, I would like to tell you, government intervention is needed, as are considered by the positive liberty thinkers like Harold Lasky, uh, R. Towney, and C.B. Macpherson. Even John Rawls supports the concept of positive liberty. I would like to tell you that such thing as positive liberty has been promoted by different school of thought who believe in the traditional concept of liberty. In fact, liberty does not mean anarchism, or man cannot be considered to be absolutely rational. So while making comparison between these two, you should say that negative liberty absolutely repudiates the idea of government intervention. In fact, government can at the most tell that it is not going to intervene in such areas, but in fact, government can't say in positive terms that it is going to intervene in such areas where individuals cross the Lakshman Rekha or boundary line. I would like to tell you, however, in positive liberty, government intervention has not been viewed negatively because it does not promote free market economy, and it believes that in order to raise the standard of living of the poor, government intervention is needed. So after making a small comparison and evaluate this one, in fact, it is also to be discussed in terms of its expansion. In fact, discuss the concept with reference to Margaret Thatcher in Great Britain, Ronald Reagan in the US, and Al Gore in the US again. I would like to tell you Margaret Thatcher in Great Britain was the Prime Minister during 1970s, late 1970s and early 1980s. Similarly, Ronald Reagan was the President of the United States in late 1980s and 1970s and early 1980s. Al Gore was the Vice President of the United States in 1992 when Bill Clinton was there, the President of the Democrat. I would like to tell you that Al Gore there headed at least four departments, and he introduced sweeping reforms, series of reforms there. He was heavily supported by Ted Gabler and David Osborne there through reinventing movement. In fact, he attempted to cut down on red tapeism and give free hand to the government officers to take decisions without seeking permission from the top political leadership. In fact, he attempted to introduce the concept of liberty, especially positive liberty there. I would like to tell you that Margaret Thatcher is credited to have introduced the concept of disinvestment in her country first. She is the first leader to do this one. You can expand the topic this way while evaluating. In fact, tell the positive and negative aspects of negative and positive liberty. In fact, the negative side of negative liberty is that it does not allow government intervention. It talks of free market economy, or it gives a greater importance to market, not to the state. Insofar as positive liberty is concerned, it gives importance to state equally together with market, especially in terms of raising the standard of living of the poor. So there is a big difference between, or you can say a difference between negative concept of liberty and positive concept of liberty. This way, evaluate this one and finally draw a conclusion. In conclusion, you can say that the positive concept of liberty stands for government intervention because it is without government intervention it is impossible, quite impossible, for the common man, for the poor man, to realize the light of the day. You can say, in order to raise the standard of living of the poor or the underdogs, government intervention is needed. In order to raise one's capacity, or you can say, in fact, to realize one's potential, government intervention is needed. Without government intervention, no other authority or outside force could do this one. Hence, except government, no authority right this way. Except government, no other authority could do this one. And that's why government intervention alone could raise the standard of living of such people, could enable them to realize their potential or capacities and also constraints of their personalities. I would like to tell you this way, it does not repudiate the idea of governmental intervention, and it does not give importance to free market economy alone. I would like to tell you it gives importance to the state as well. where the state is the single force to raise the standard of living of the poor. This way, discuss this topic and conclude the topic. You will get full marks. In fact, necessarily mention Isaiah Berlin's concept of negative and positive liberty, which he told to the students of Oxford University in 1958. So discuss this one in the introduction part itself. In the very beginning, first discuss the concept of liberty, followed by this one, and thereafter elaborate this with the politicians in fact adopting such concept, and thereafter evaluate it by comparing negative liberty with the positive liberty, and finally draw the conclusion as I told you. This way, in fact, make para 1 and para 2 together 1 para, and third and fourth para together 2 para. In this question, even if it is to be written in 250 words, don't make more paras. Better you should make only 2 paras, and this would suffice for the case. I would like to tell you that this would fetch you good marks. Thank you for watching this.